What's up, peeps? Shane here. I just want to do a quick video today for those of you out there, because it's a large majority of the population that they get a tax refund check. Um, you know, I've never in my life made enough money where I had to pay the government. I've always got a little bit of it back. When I had small children, I got more of it back. But anyway, um, it was always an exciting time of the year to get to take my tax dollars that I'd paid in that I was getting back and purchase myself or my family something. So I kind of wanted to make a quick video on, if you're into knives or you're just getting into knives and you're trying to figure out where to spend those valuable tax dollars to get yourself into knives and EDC, I think this is a good place to start. Now, I'm going to start with this knife. This is not one of the ones I'm recommending, but the reason why I'm putting this up here is I'm going to assume that most of you, if you've watched a lot of, if you've watched any knife content, you've probably been flooded with budget realm knives. Yes, you can get yourself a quality cutting tool for around $50. It's probably going to come from China, and for you know, by all means, guys, let's try to take our tax dollars and at the very least, let's try to keep those American, if at all possible. So that's where I'm going here. Um, let's assume you probably already have a pocket knife. You may have a gas station knife. You may have a higher quality Chinese made production knife, but you're wanting to upgrade. I'm going to start right here. The reason I'm going to start here is because this particular knife and this family of knives are going to cost you right around $112 and go up a little bit from there. This is the Spyderco native salt. They have the native lightweight. Last I saw, you could get a native lightweight with a Rex 45 blade, which is certainly a super performer. It's a tool steel that holds an edge for a very long time. I think that knife was still $112. I'm pretty sure Blade HQ released a M4 variant with really cool, like the Tiffany blue handles, for right around 112 bucks. So this is a good starting point. I don't believe this is the most you can get for your money. It's really close, but yeah, at just over 100 bucks, hard to go wrong with one of the lightweight series of from the native family. And next, I would recommend is this banger right here. This one's going to cost you a little more money. Um, it is also available in the lightweight series. This is not a lightweight, so this has slightly better G10 handle scales. It'll be a little tougher, probably feel a little bit better in hand, not quite as texturous, however, still very grippy. This is the Spyderco Manix 2. You'll see this knife in many different colors, many different blade steels. That's one of the attractions of this knife to me, is that you have so many options. As far as blade steel goes, you can pick whether you want a tool steel that might rust if you don't take care of it properly, or if you want something in stainless that still holds a great edge. The Manix is a great foundation for picking your steel and your handle colors as far as that goes. It's also a difference between it and this is pinned construction, so it's not screwed together. It's pinned together. You can't change these scales, or at least not without some nice tools and some knowledge of how to do so. I don't know how to do it. Don't know if it's possible. But with this, if you decide when you get a few extra bucks, you want to upgrade, you want to put titanium scales on it or copper or whatever you want, all that stuff's available on the internet. So the Manix 2, in my opinion, is the king of everyday carry knives, because I believe past this point, your return for your money starts to diminish greatly. I think this is the best bang for your buck. This is not the most popular knife that Spyderco makes, though. That would probably be this one right here, which is the PM2. They've been making this knife for a very long time. This is not a factory color setup. I've already upgraded the scales. upgraded to titanium hardware, a Lynch Northwest clip. This one came in one of my favorite steels of all time, Spyderco's S90V, holds an edge, plenty long, super corrosion resistant. Yeah, this is one of my favorite knives of all time. The difference between it and the Mannix primarily are going to, as far as size, they're pretty close. You get a little more handle on the PM2, but the main difference in use is this hump. Um, when holding the PM2, it forces your thumb right here. And for me, that's a little bit cramped. I wish it was a little further out. It'd be a little more comfortable. Whereas on the Mannix, that hump is a lot less defined and gives you a little more choices where to put your thumb. So, like I said, guys, you can get this in the lightweight starting at around 120 bucks, all the way up to, sprint runs that get close to 200. But I'm going to say on average around 150, $160. You can get a knife that you can use for the rest of your life, pass it down to your son, whatever, and either one of these. Now, the PM2 is gonna run you just a few more dollars, probably 160, $170 range. That can go up depending on how fancy a steel you want, but at least get yourself a good steel. I wouldn't go any lower than S45. If you have any questions about steel and what I recommend, feel free to hit me up in the comments. And while we're talking about it, guys, um, a like and subscribe would be much appreciative. Now we're getting into some smaller American companies. These aren't hugely mass produced, but they build incredibly high quality knives. Can be a little bit more difficult to get your hands on. Sometimes you have to wait on a drop, but that's TRM. TRM stands for Three Rivers Manufacturing. Um, they're a subsidiary of Halford Titanium. They made titanium products for a long time, got into making knives. So these knives have a lot of titanium in the hardware, things like that. These come with as of right now, are coming with the American 20 CV steel. It's a fine steel. These things are made with fairly thin blade stock, so they're nice and slicey, very smooth, very nice knives, very easy to carry because they're so thin in profile. And these again are easily upgradable. There are tons of scale options. TRM sells all different colors, materials, you name it. You can probably get from TRM. Great thing about these, you just remove these two screws, scale pops right off, and you know you don't have to disassemble it at the pivot like you do most knives, like you would the Spyderco. So TRM, another great option. That's going to start at right around $200. Um, I know what you're thinking. If you haven't been into this hobby long, or you're just getting into it, $200 is a lot of money, guys. It's really not when you think about the fact that majority of us have bought 10, 12, 15, 30, 50 of these budget knives, building a big collection when we could have bought a much superior knife to begin with, just by saving for a few weeks. But we're talking about tax checks. So right now we have the money to spend. Um, and you're going to notice that I'm not getting into super high-end knives because I believe your return on your dollar on those is fairly weak. Um, this knife is made by American Blade Works. Mr. Michael Martin hand makes every one of these knives. Well, he hand assembles them, but he does all the machine work in-house. Every piece of this knife is produced within the United States. So, like I said, it's great to at least keep your tax refund dollars, right here benefiting the American economy. This to me is a slightly superior knife to this, and they start at the same price point. This knife is the Model 1 version 6. It can be purchased for $200. That's if you're getting with G10 or micarta scales. This one's got textured micarta, and this has the MagnaCut blade. MagnaCut's the new, it's the big thing right now as far as stainlesses go. It's one of the, if you can get it from a company like this that heat treats it to a higher HRC like American Blade Works does, you can get superior cutting performance out of this, as well as very top level corrosion resistance. This MagnaCut is the only way you're ever going to find something to corrode this. You'd you'd have to try probably different acids and things like that to even get this thing to corrode. So you're getting superior corrosion resistance, superior edge retention, a good level of toughness, and a quality built performance American made cutting tool. Um, this is also, as you can see, is really cool because it's not the blade's not ground. It is machine. I don't know if the camera's going to catch it, but there are machine lines all in this little tiny lines where you can see where the stock removal was done. These knives can be a little bit aggravating to get a hold of as well. I spoke with Mr. Martin recently. He's got a large drop coming and expects production to probably at least double within the next month or so. He's bought new machines. He's getting those set up and ready to go. So, like I said, guys, these are my recommendations of what to spend your tax dollars on. If you've got a tax refund check, because I do believe that these are the best knives you can get without overspending and probably buying more knife than what you need. This is a perfect example of that. This is a Hinder XM18, skinny, no choil. Yes, this is a very nice knife. It is most definitely a little tougher built than any of these knives. However, in this price range, you're looking at about $450. It is a titanium frame lock knife, so a little tougher, little better built, still good quality materials. In all honesty, the heat treat on this is not as good as this or probably this or maybe even that. But anyway, guys, this is a bragging rights knife for the most part. You don't need to spend this kind of money to get a quality cutting tool. That's as far as you really need to go. These are readily accessible, easy to get your hands on. If you want something just a little fancier from a smaller maker, support a mom and pop's business, you can go with like a TRM or an ABW. I don't have one out here. I do own a couple of Hogues. Hogue makes a great knife as well in these same price categories as the Spyderco and whatnot. I didn't put a Benchmade out here today because I feel like Benchmade is pricing themselves out of the bang for your buck category. They're just getting um, the return on your dollar is not what it used to be. The prices keep climbing. So, yeah, I excluded them from this. Probably should have put Hogue in there. Apologize for that. But if you check out something from Hogue you like, can't go wrong with Hogue. They make a good product. It's all made right here in the United States. So, guys, that's all I got for you today. Um, feel free to check back in with my channel. I post knife reviews every couple of days at least. So, yeah, I appreciate any amount of time y'all spend with me. That's all I got today. Peace. Love y'all.